Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. I lost a subscriber the other day. Pretty sure it was a fellow that I was talking to in the comment section under my Trump video. It kind of bothers me too because I work really hard on this channel, and especially when I'm not at home, it's really hard to find content, and then setting up and filming in awkward places. I forgot my tripod. But it's a disappointment if somebody leaves. But he basically thought that I was delusional for, believing that the election was stolen from Donald Trump in 2020. And I don't get it, because I don't understand how you couldn't understand that. It's like saying, like, there's no voter fraud, but people are in jail for that. There are people in jail for several different crimes related to handling ballots and votes incorrectly. But to think it wasn't stolen after everything that we've been through in the last couple of years, they were putting visual barriers up at polling stations and where they were supposed to be inspecting ballots to make sure it was being counted legitimately. They were putting like poster board up in the window, blocking people, calling the police, threatening them to have them trespass and everything. And like only one side was allowed to be there, and it was such a mess. I still remember watching the videos. It was wild here in Michigan, as Trump was winning when we went to bed, and when we woke up, he apparently lost. We'll get into that. I was at the Oakland Pontiac International Airport when Trump was there. And everywhere that I heard of a rally being, it was the same result. There were thousands of people. They're just rallying for Donald Trump. And like across the street, there were a couple of little picketers, maybe a dozen people. It isn't realistic to think that he lost after seeing that stuff firsthand. And then they caught the computers. They shouldn't even have a computer involved with counting the ballots, but they were saying that a vote cast for Trump was 3/4 of a vote, and a vote for Biden was like 1.5. It's nuts. They were finding ballots in ditches. A couple of months ago, they found some ballots in like a P.O. box or a locker or something here in Michigan. Rigged ballots. Obviously, none of them for Trump. Michigan wasn't the only state that we were in the lead. And then all of a sudden there were boxes full of ballots that were just marked for Biden. Nobody else voted for anything else or anyone else down the line. It wasn't along party lines. There were many votes or ballots that were changed because everybody had voted on the right, but then voted for Biden. We wouldn't do that. People are messing with these things. There are videos of this stuff. Videos of these people putting ballots in the machines more than once. And trucks rolling in and dropping off ballots at 3 a.m. And then all of a sudden, Biden's in the lead. Even after they stole the election, people went on the White House page on YouTube and using the dislike button as a vote, offended the fascist overlords there at YouTube. And they removed the dislike button. You're not allowed to talk about it. That's the first clue, if nothing else. And you want me to believe that Biden got more votes than Obama? Obama was a really popular president. I think he was a disaster, but he was very popular and still is. He's still running the White House by proxy. Who do you think's in a bunny suit down there when Biden's getting lost? Back to that, you're not allowed to talk to it about it. There's your sign. You could get banned, censored, you could get a strike on YouTube, you could get Facebook jail, whatever happens over on Twitter. And Elon had to buy that for $40 billion just to get some free speech back. And that, due to the WEF, World Economic Forum, I guess, is up in there now, or the UN or something. I don't know. Something overseas trying to regulate stuff in the United States again. This whole COVID scam, every time you see a person with a mask that's a mail-in ballot. This COVID scam, sure, I've had COVID. I was hospitalized by it. It's real. But it was a key part in the election fraud. I don't think it was started that way. It was just like, hey, let's use that. It was a great opportunity. They were smart enough to take it. And racism. Racism was basically done in this country, at least for white people in 2020. But it's back, thanks to the Democrat Party, dividing people. They bring racism back. I mean, it was always in the black community, just kind of fizzling. It got worse once Obama was elected. But then they figured out they could make money off of it and politicize it and use it to steal the election. But, I don't think these people that you felt so lowly about because you wanted to manipulate them are actually that stupid. Because I think the black population is going to go ahead and vote for Trump this time. They know better. The same thing with the Mexicans. They think that just because they're immigrants, they're automatically going to go left. Well, they're not stupid. They got good family values and stuff, and they don't really appreciate all the stuff that the left is trying to do to the kids. They're not going to vote for that. They're better than that. Oh, but you want voter ID. Oh, no. We want voter ID, but you want to call it racist. Because everybody's racist. Everything is racist. Doesn't matter what the subject is. It's racist. We're so racist, how do we have a black man as president already? And if you can't stand Trump this time around, I understand that, but think about it. If your guy can't beat both Trump and Biden, it's wasted. And they're going to try to steal the election again. They've already said so. So you don't want to waste your vote and send it off to the left. I wasn't going to vote for Trump. Not until this Mar-a-Lago thing. That's what tipped it for me. And then the arrests and charges following it just solidified that even more. Trump's no good on guns. He was horrible on COVID. Horrible on the vaccinations. He's horrible on the Fourth Amendment. That's why I didn't vote for him the first time. He supported stop and frisk. When he gets in, I like take the guns first and do process later. When it's starting this whole red flag thing. Same thing with the bump stocks. Because of that, Matt Hoover and Justin Irvin are in jail for the auto key card, which was a drawing. You should study up on that case and how that worked. If you don't know, it was nuts. But regardless, like I said, they're going to try to steal the election. How do you know COVID is back? Funny how the flu dropped off by 98%. It's going to stay back until the elections, and that's only if Trump wins. Mask mandates are coming back. Some new vaccination on top of the old one's already giving everybody a heart attack. I don't know how you wouldn't think that the election was stolen. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, look at the difference between this country, the way it was run in 2020, and what's happened now. We weren't in a war in 40 years. We had the best economy the world's ever seen. Now we're broke. There's bare shelves, Biden. Gas prices are high. Propane, food. We're at war by proxy. The enemy has all of our military secrets now. We left our junk over at Afghanistan, and now it's showing up at the southern border. The technology went to the Soviets, the Russians, whatever you call them. I don't know, it's school. I don't know if they're still called Soviets. Went to the Russians. And Biden's giving everything over to Zelensky now, who's just giving it over to Putin and President Xi, or whatever his name is in China. and the training and the software behind it. And our economy's gone. The dollar is going to collapse. If I hit the lottery tomorrow, I don't think I'd even start investing, not on the stocks anyway, a little bit, but this country's in serious trouble, all because of that election being stolen, and they're going to do it again. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but kind of not. If you feel like I've earned it, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below.